Playtime is over, and we start the way we start. Auntie Missinu Amu, I just got you right there. Folks, until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. And you know, I'll say that again. Folks, I said until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. I am Nana Ansah Kwao the Fourth, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwemu Edumasa, and I say thank God it's Monday. Another fabulous opportunity to do what we like to do. Last week we missed the show because of the illegal mining forum, which was very important for the nation. It had to be done. But we always live to see another Monday. But here we are once again to perform one of radio's most important rituals. And to tell interesting stories, to share intellectual ideas. Sometimes we agree, other times we do not agree. But you know, we agree or disagree all for one purpose: love of nation. Welcome to the ritual I call That's My Opinion, only on Joy 99.7 FM. On Mondays at this time, so make a date with us. And our topic today, the 24-hour economic thingy. The 24-hour economic thingy. Let us all gather and make truth good. Folks, I have said this quite a number of times. I don't even know if I've done a whole show on it, but I know I have reiterated it quite a number of times. And sometimes I find it quite, in fact, not sometimes, but I always find it quite intriguing. Some of the political players, those who comment on issues, some who are supposedly, quite high profile. Now I have asked this question as to whether they are truly lame or they are just playing to the gallery. I find it quite shocking that such persons are able to operate at high levels with great responsibility. We entrust national sectors into their care, and yet they exhibit such low IQ. Right in front of us, but in Yasem. Folks, 7th December 2023, just gone. While addressing a network of CEOs, former President John Mahama said, given the opportunity, again, he will push for a 24-hour economy. He also hinted that the incentive will be cheaper energy for working after traditional hours. Now, this for many patriots was common sense and not rocket science. Folks, we are in extraordinary times with unprecedented idle youth loitering with intent, whose numbers are growing. Now, this is a security threat by all accounts. By all accounts, it's a dangerous phenomenon to just watch, to fester and grow. And the need to find a solution should be of national concern, bipartisan, by tradition, by religion, whatever it is, we should all come together to find the solution, because when the bar breaks, the cradle will fall, and if it falls, we are all in it. We shall not be spared. We shall not be spared. Folks, there are times when our party's love should be put on hold for the interest of Ghana. I'm telling you. Come high, come low. I know it is very difficult. I know sometimes it seems impossible, but there are certain crucial times that we must put party, religion, tradition, everything on hold for the interest of Ghana. Because we are all in it. Whether you're Northerner, Southerner, Muslim, West, East, tall, short, we are all in that cradle. And so the bar that holds that cradle, you protect it. And yes, our time now, baby. Folks, when Ansah Kwao, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah took the reins of power, took over the country, now he was faced with a peculiar situation where the whites were now leaving their posts and they were living in their numbers. And this was creating lots of vacancies which he had to fill. So instead of a 4-year term, he shortened the term, school term, he shortened it by 1 so he can get people to graduate quick so as to fill the vacancies. So what has he done? He's faced an peculiar problem, and so he finds you cannot tackle it with the normal solution. You find an abnormal solution to solve it. In teaching also better school 4 years, no. After 3 years, no pon na bra. Just pack them up, increase the syllables, pack them up and bring them so that I can fill the gaps. For I'm just saying that the 24-hour economy should not be left as a political slogan and implemented hurriedly for votes, because we have seen. Folks, it should be thought through and very well. We should interrogate it and we must encourage it. But it's rather disappointing, folks, when we hear some folks from the ruling party shoot down the idea with the lamest of reasons. Shameful and cringing. I mean, if you're a relative, you cringe at these moments. That's why I was asking if truly they believe what they say or if they are just playing to the gallery. Either way, it's quite worrying. Folks, the Upper East Regional Minister. Now, how did he get to be given a whole region to handle? Kicking against the proposition on the basis that should they go back to the farm at night to adhere to a 24-hour economy, which is not by force anyway, their wives may be unfaithful. And why would you go back to the farm at night to weed or spray your crops or have a share butter? It is not a compulsory thing that everybody in Ghana should wake up at night and go to work. It is saying that companies and industries that can do extra hours beyond the conventional time should do it so that they can mop in extra people to work. And here you are, worried about the unfaithfulness of your wife should you go to the farm. Folks, I was hoping to hear how the times will be allotted. 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. being the traditional time that we have always worked. Or maybe, 9 to 5. But let's say 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. is within the traditional time. How then do we break the rest of the time, folks? That maybe 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. is the extra hours slot 1. Maybe 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. extra hours slot 2. And then 2 a.m. to 6 is the rest. And then maybe our traditional opening hours of 7 or 8. How are we breaking them up? And again, how are we splitting the industry? And how are they going to benefit? Or is it going to be a blanket benefit? Or certain industries will benefit more than others? Because obviously, drinking bars, whether you light off cry, but incentive for one. But how do we break it down, folks? Beauticians, dressmakers, entertainment, hospitality industry, heavy industry and big factories. Now they are not, most of the heavy industries are not even buying from ECG anyway. So whether you have a discount or not, it doesn't affect them. They are buying direct. Because of the amount they are consuming, they are bypassing it. So, we are now looking at maybe the SMEs to encourage them to extend their hours. These are the conversations that I want us to hear, so that those who have got the expertise will be chipping in. Folks, can the reduction of tariffs be incentive enough to get companies doing double shift or 1.5 shift? Or maybe we should look at corporate tax reduction too, because that's quite high. Because companies will sit down and do the cost-benefit analysis and see, are we going to save? If I turn on these machines from, let's say, 8 p.m. all the way to 4 a.m., will I save in terms of the corporate tax that I will save and the energy that I will save? If I add it all up together, is it worth my while opening? Because the fact that there's somebody out there who hasn't got a job, no. They all know. So if I am going to open my company, my factory, and get extra people to come in, which helps the economy and everything, it must help my business. This is the conversation, folks. Folks, looking at the congestion in our cities, sometimes choking. And if you look at our fear of moving certain big offices out of the city, for whatever reason, I don't know, but we cannot simply move certain offices into other regions. Folks, could we then look at getting some companies who can only do one shift to actually do the night shift, to reduce the amount of traffic coming into town? If there's a company which for one reason cannot do that double shift, can we, move them to reduce the pressure? Folks, the main bait on the table now is cheap energy. But with our current situation with good old ECG, how do we go about it? I spoke to Ben Boache, director of ASEP. Folks, ECG has an average loss of about 30%, which means for every million Ghana cedis worth of power it's getting from Gridco, 300,000 Ghana cedis is gone. I mean, how do you start a business that way? It's gone. Boom, ayera. Folks, apart from that, nearly 20% is lost to non-payment and theft of energy. So now the million cedis worth of power ECG received, they can't account for nearly 50%. And so what they try and do is add that 50% on top of us, so that we who have just used 50% should then pay for 100% for the ones that was lost and the one that have been stolen. They try to pack it on, load it on us for us to pay. So if we don't come together to fix this issue as a people, not as politics or not as tribes or religion, but as a people, if we don't come together to fix this issue, how do we use the 50% which is left as an incentive to bait companies? How much more can the government subsidize? Every now and then you hear, the independent power suppliers, where's the energy? It's gone, lost. It's not like we've used it and didn't want to pay. Ayera. Joe Blocks has stolen half. Some old power equipment has also dissipated half. And we are meant to pay. So if we don't solve this, how are we going to bait companies? How much more can the government subsidize with regards to power? The billions and billions that we are sinking in every year just to subsidize power. So yes, the 24-hour thingy must come in order to mop up all these idle hands and boost the economy. Important. So the conversation is not about one's promiscuous wife, but rather the real issues that could derail the policy which is needed to mitigate national security threat of unemployment. There must be a turning point for us where we say enough is enough, where a few political folks with their shameless opportunity mindset think that everything should go in favor of my party so that if my party comes, my family and I can enjoy. We can't continue like that. There is a breaking point, and I think the breaking point is now. You see, sometimes when these young guys go on TikTok and this and absolutely raining insult on these, I will come on here and I say, look, choose your language carefully. But when you do this, what do you expect the young ones to do to you? And when I'm coming in your defense that you shouldn't be insulted, I don't even have a leg to stand on. People are dying. People are hustling. Look at the school system. 5 minutes ago, they are going to school. The next 5 minutes, they have to come back home. And the next 5 minutes, they need to go back. Charlie, people don't even have the lorry. It's a lorry fare, let alone stock up again and go. Times are brutal. But, I think sometimes when you're close to power and money like that, when somebody is quibbling over 200 CDs, so probably 200 CDs just change you. It's a handbrake, 200 CDs, It's there. It's just there. But it is somebody's livelihood. So sometimes when you are talking about these things, they don't seem, they think you are being petty. But Charlie, that is the reality on the ground. So we should stop and just put Ghana at the forefront on certain subjects, particularly the ones that will come back and eat us all up. We must pause, be selfish for our own future and just be selfish for your own future. Guaranteed, peaceful future. Get these people, these idle hands back to work, so that the devil don't find work for them. This one says, Nana, growing up in my village in Tema, the factories were running 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., 2 p.m. to 10 p.m., and 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. And buses, coaches were around to pick up any time or day. Papasi at Apredi. Folks, talk to me. 0302 216 541. Okay, who's my first caller?
I'm Todd, calling from Tema.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Yeah, Nana. The 24-hour economy and the policy to restrict certain goods, I think, should work together so that in that 24-hour economy, the restricted goods, the factories that we have, can be made to work that number of hours to compensate for the shortfall. Because if we do not do that, the restricted goods that we have put on list, I don't think we'll be able to meet the demand for the country. So I think the politicians should understand and not play those games with us. This one is bringing this one is bringing that. But let's see how the two can tie in, and then we encourage where the goods have been restricted to run 24-hour factories and whatever it is, and then they can produce more. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much too. 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Good evening, Abante Nana.
Yes, sir.
I hope you're doing well.
I'm very well.
Yeah. I'm looking to all that you are saying. My notes that I'm taking. I'm trying to pick a certain point from the corporate taxes that you touched on. You see, here the situation whereby our political parties are not able to create jobs. So instead of supporting the SMEs to create jobs for people to, get something to take home, they are squeezing them with this burdensome taxes. Now, if you are taking these taxes from the companies, how much are they going to pay their workers? In the end, the workers will steal from the company and they cannot even expand. Then we're back to square one, unemployment. So I think they are not helping the SMEs. That's my take on that.
Ajiman Joseph in Community 90302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Nana, please, this is Kobna.
Ojam, let me hear you.
Yeah, I like the way you described it. The 24-hour economy thing is a thing. Now, it appears, you see, the 8 years of the NPP is almost winding down, right? And we all know that they have messed up. Definitely, they are going to opposition. So, the NDC wants something to ginger the Ghanaian people so that they can see them as an easy alternative to government. Instead of we saying that, hey, let's look to a management consultant. Like I've been saying to you, we need a management consultant in somebody like Alan Tremartin who has gone through the process, right? So that's what the NGC did, and that's why they're trying to use this 24-hour economic thing to make it seem like it's an economic policy. It's not. It's not economic policy. It is a slogan. And before we need to spare the economy, when the economy is spared, when the economy is working, then you see on every door that we need help. Can you come in and help us? Can you come in and help us? Then we can hire more people, and when your operations are in force, then you can extend it to the wee hours. That's how it's supposed to be. I hope you understand me, Nana.
I'm listening to you, yes. But
yes, so that's it. So if you want to work in the wee hours, if you want to get to the wee hours and work, we need to first spare the economy. When you spare the economy, right, and the environment is conducive, then there will be more operations, and then you can extend the operations into the wee hours. So it's not as if like it's the first hour something is a policy. It's not.
Well, it's not a policy. I don't know. Nobody said it's a policy. Well, Comrade, thank you. It's not a policy. But what I'm saying is, if you have a company and you're already running your 8-hour shift, and I am the boss of the company, or I'm the boss of the country, and I'm telling you that if you extend your hours and hire more people, I will give you something worth your company. That's all. It's no, that's kind of thing. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, sir. Nana.
Good evening.
Sir Derek.
Derek, let me hear you.
Yes, sir. Nana, this is more practical. You see, let's look at even waste collection. Waste collection is supposed to be in the night, but we do it in the course of the day, and then we face the stench. So while people are sleeping, I think Jubilee Lion and other affiliate institutions, especially the laboratory authorities, should be encouraged to at least allow people to collect the waste in the course of the night. There are some other items that can be stored in the night. I work in Nigeria far back in 1980. I normally do it. I work in the night and then go in the morning. So maybe I close around 4:30, 5 a.m. I rest to maybe 9:30 to 10, and then go to this Coca-Cola bottling company, and then do some menial jobs, and I make extra money. So it will help a lot. You see, then the problem of unemployment It's carrying our face. So the more we pretend as if nothing is happening, I think we are shooting ourselves in the foot. But we rather accept it and then move on. I think this can work. It's all about the way they approach it.
Well, thank you very much, and I hope the approach will be much.
Hello.
Hello. Who's talking to me?
Yeah, this is James. I'm calling from Obodo Mercy.
James, let me hear you.
Yeah, Nana.
Yes.
Nana, please. Do you know the company called Blue Sky?
Yes, I do.
Do you know they operate 24 hours?
Well, you're telling me. No.
You know?
No, I didn't. You're telling me.
Okay. Do you know Georg operates 24 hours?
Okay.
I can give you names of companies that work 24 hours. Latest Foam.
Uh-huh.
Are you writing them down?
No, I'm listening, but tell me.
More companies that I can give you that work 24 hours. Okay. So there's nothing new about 24 hours business coming in now. It has been there. It's still there.
So can we encourage more people to do it?
That's what I'm saying. That it has been there. It's there.
No.
I'm giving you names. Check from Blue Sky. They are just at Ansah here. Adwadiri.
Calm down.
They are there.
Calm down.
Check from what do you call it? Stromberg. They are here. Stromberg. They are here.
Okay.
You understand?
My brother.
Check from Georg. They are here. They are there. 24 hours.
Calm down.
24 hours.
Calm down.
24 hours.
Calm down. Are you calm?
So I'm making names of companies to you so that you can go and check whether I don't know working 24 hours.
Okay.
So it's not a new thing.
Calm down, my brother. Calm down.
So this thing that these people are talking
can you hear me, or you're just talking into the phone? Can you hear me? Hello?
I'm listening.
Oh, thank you. It is all well and good that companies are doing 24 hours. Am I lying? It's good. Am I lying?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Can we encourage other ones who cannot afford to do what Blue Skies are doing because Blue Skies may have more disposable income? So there may be a small, medium factory who, if you give incentive, could also extend. Can we do that?
So if we waste thousands on those companies and they are getting that money as a capital base, they can use it to employ more people to do more production. True or false?
If you do what? Come again.
No,
if you do what? Say, come again.
If you waive taxes on those companies, if you waive taxes on them, that money that they are going to be taxed, they can use that money as a capital to invest in the company and then employ people to work for 24 hours. Is that not so?
No, I don't get your analogy. So help me out.
What I'm saying is, companies that are not doing 24 hours.
Thank you.
And then maybe they give them tax, they waive tax on them. Because such companies can keep that capital to expand their company and employ people to run 24 hours. Is that not so?
No, I don't. I'm really lost.
Who
would then employ people?
It's a company because they have waived taxes on them and they are not paying taxes. So that capital that is being injected in the company will get them to employ people to do more production and they'll run 24 hours.
Okay, I don't quite get it. 0302216541. I said that 24-hour economy is not rocket science. It's common sense. The numbers of people currently not working, we need to mop them up. So yes, Blue Skies have mopped up some. Gridco has mopped some. Farm Milk has mopped some. There are still hundreds and companies left out there who could, with encouragement, also extend their working hours and by that mop some people up. Is it wrong to do that? Hello, who's talking to me?
Good evening, Anna.
Yes, sir.
I think the gentleman should have processed and explained this point.
I think so.
Yes, exactly. You are not fighting anything.
No.
Just like the minister you talk about making mockery of me. You understand? When we were young, I'm a Krobo.
Yes.
When I was young, I know ATL Drop on Textiles Limited as traditional commander. We're doing these things. So if the ex-president said, oh, this is what I intend to do, for me to do that, I'll waive some taxes. Or maybe perhaps, how do you call it, we'll reduce their bills for them. in order to invest in other sectors to employ more. That is a fantastic idea. You understand? And so that we will come together and do that. And I tell you, if you come to Medina and look at young boys who are going, how do you call Bukuma? This normal our local palace will say Bukuma. Now you'll be surprised. Able-bodied guys who can work and are ready to work. They may not be certificated, but these guys want to work. And they are living on the street with all these people. And we are sitting on a part-time bomb.
But I hope we all
our leaders need to up their game. And those lies that people lie to come to power must stop. We have to hold them accountable by voting them out, in and out, and do their lessons. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you very so much. Thank you for calling to 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me? Nanakwesi, let me hear you.
And I see me, I've told you, I said the biggest threat of this country is people who are loyal to their political parties than they are to the country, Ghana. And my brother was one of them. Oh, you see, the man who just left. How can you know you? Or not yet? Yen discredit, and no, I say, hey, you're right, Ghana. Look, yeah, we want solutions, right? So my view to it is the raw materials of this company. My focus will go to more of the state institutions, those of them that can run 24 hours. If we are to embark on that journey, my concern is whereby you have more raw materials so that you wouldn't ship them to 24 hours. There wouldn't be raw materials to produce whatever it is that they are producing. Then it will be like people are just saying that they are taking salaries and new materials that they use to work. Do you understand what I'm saying? Even when you go to the private institution, if they don't have the raw materials and they expand into the 24 hours, it will be useless. You'll be paying people for no work done. So, me too, that's the aspect I want us to see, because if you look at this country, it's there when you go to DVLA, when you go to the passport office, you have to make us a protest. Can you imagine? People say they print passport. Nana, can you imagine? So you see, so if we are looking at those places, then we should also look at how they will be frequent, they will be in abundance, the raw materials, sustain it. So you see, now we are talking solutions. You know, this is my little contribution. Now, they should continue.
Thank you very much. Who's talking to me, please?
That's Kwame.
Kwame, let me hear you.
I heard their college talking about the 24
Kwame, position yourself well for me. Kwame, position yourself well for me. No, your line is bad. But I really want to hear.
Hello?
Yeah, let me see. Let's try and see.
Okay. Regarding the 24-hour, to those people that are saying that the policy is already in force, do they consider the fact that the production cost of DHOC and the rest that they are mentioned are already in play? Do they know that if the government makes a policy or takes it upon itself that if you are engaged in 24-hour rule, I'm going to give you this subsidy? What is it going to do to the production of that company? The production cost comes down. So by so doing, they are able to invest more. That is all. What is the problem again? Why can't we just think through things before rubbishing it? It looks as if Ghana, there's no way forward for this country again. There's no way for this country again. And I thank you.
Thank you so much for listening and for even calling. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Nana.
Yes.
Yes, Nana. Hello.
Lower your radio. Lower your radio set. Lower your radio set.
All right, sir.
Yeah,
all right,
there's a lot of feedback. This one says, let me get a couple of messages and then I'll I'll come to you. Nana, the lack of national agenda instead of political party manifestos will always give the political parties the opportunity to tell us lies. This is Fred in Oyibi Estate. I have one here that says, please, the 24-hour thingy is a policy. You must be intentional in building an economy, and policies must be in place to encourage more productivity hours. What we must ask for is the details of the policy and the financial statements that comes with it. I agree with you. That's what I was hoping that we engage in. Hello.
Hello, I can hear you.
Yes, good. Let me hear you too.
So the issue here is because of the absence of the National Development Plan. If we go to the National Development Planning Commission, it has a long-term plan, that's 40-year long plan or something. Mm-hmm. This is nothing new. So what I'm saying is, it is doable. Let's all accept it. And I would have prefer the two parties all come together and then put it in their manifesto. This is something that we are lacking. Because like I said earlier, during Hashes in 1980, I was compelled to go to Nigeria. I worked at a bakery in the night. I'm not a baker anyway, but I was there like an assistant or something. It worked out for me. In the course of the day, after I rest for some time, I go for another job. So it was like I was doing two things at a time. The tariffs were very okay. Now, we're talking about unemployment. A lot of the graduates in the system today, tell them, if they will come out with the truth, they will prefer going to work with Zoom line and collect rubbish in the night because somebody is saying that. And they will be paid. The assistants are, because Mama has come out with this, everybody is saying, shooting it down. It's not everywhere. It is doable. We can do it. Let's all, accept it and then move on. I thank you.
I thank you too very much. I thank you too very much. 0302216541. It's quite interesting. Hello, who's talking to me?
Yeah, no, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, it's one of your guys from Dodua.
Oh, Kuku Boss son. Kuku Boss citizen, let me hear you.
Yeah. Another, I thank you very much for such a wonderful topic today. Today's the first time listening to your program.
Okay.
This 24-hour thing is a very huge policy, and it's really sending honor for the whole nation. Your callers, I've listened to two people who were totally, just like the minister you were referring to, they were totally revolutionary. The first one was even talking about being in the policy. Let me give you an example. When you come to the court, before MPS could come to the port, it was only GPHA, which is Gaboa. It was just an 8-hour work we've been doing. Okay. Now, MPS is operating 24 hours. And look, me as an agent, okay, I can easily schedule my pickup with MPA anytime. So I can decide to just make my pickup around 1 a.m. I'll move from Dodua by 10 p.m. By 11 to the 1, I pick up my box. And by 1:30 I am back. By 3 a.m., 4 a.m., I am in Dodua. Back. Going to do my work. So if GPHA will also emulate this same thing, then now even the port is going to, just the business is just going to move over there, because MPS will be doing 24 hours. Gapoa will also be doing 24 hours. And there will be more job for, if I tell you the number of people, Gapoa, which is only operating 8 hours, has a whole lot of work for than MPS. But the whole time, you see the buses from Adenta, Kaneshi, whereas you only go there, sit in the office, and go back home. So it is something we all have to embrace and encourage it, so that it should be done, and it will save the youth.
Thank you very much for that call. 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
This is for calling from Baton.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Thank you, brother. I think this 24 hours issue is something that the person who wants to introduce it may or may not find it in a place where he thinks it will be better for we the Ghanaians. But making it to become existent is my problem. If not, they will do it. It become a white elephant. Just say it without the reason. Then I'm afraid about that. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that call. Hello, and who's talking to me?
Hello, good evening, Anna.
Good evening.
Sure.
My brother, let me hear you.
They are not hitting the nail on the head. Look, patriotism is dead as it stands now in Ghanaian politics. Mm-hmm. Let me give you an example. When they start their election campaigns, look at how they put NDC, MPP, and whatever flag or whatever banner they have, and leave out the Ghanaian flag. Mm-hmm. They leave it out deliberately because they are not in for Ghana. And we've seen it displayed so many times. Look, they know the problems of Ghana. They come, somebody says, I'll choose digitalization or digitalization, as if it is his invention. Now, the person attempts to do something somebody has already started, and I'll finish it, and then it becomes mine. Mama also decides to tackle an aspect of the economy, which we all need to work together. We need all these systems to work as a unit. Therefore, if you come and try deliberately to work on one, you will not get the support from the other sectors, the other places that are supposed to feed into that 24-hour economy. Mm-hmm. So I'll say again, once again, they are at it. They've started sloganeering. And they want Ghanaians to buy into this sort of flimsy ideas. Now look, for me, the word mediocre when it comes to Ghanaian politics is so apt. It suits us. They always want us to settle for less. Why not have a sort of agenda which connects all these three things? Look, every person wakes up and wants food. If we have enough of food, enough of industries, the 24-hour economy, and you'll be an Abeka, your foodstuffs will be going bad, and you want to put them into production, you want to process them, therefore it works. The system will work. Nobody will tell you to work on your railway when the cars are too much and you want to traffic your goods, maybe fresh products from the hinterlands to the major cities just to sell, or you want to move people from the cities. Nobody will tell you to do railway because you realize, the current road infrastructure cannot sustain this industry. So you will have to move out of your way. It will go around. Abraham Maslow has already done that theory for us. Every person that wakes up thinks about food. The next thing you think about is shelter. The next thing you think about is love and all these labidavities, and then self-actualization, and then self-ego. So why is it that when it comes, they want to pick and choose and want us Ghanaians to knock our heads together? Ghanaians, please, let us not go and do MPP and NDC. And recently, Movement for Change, and come and cry 4 years later and say, and this person, they will deliberately attack the issue small. If they can get to 1,000, they get to 1. And they say, half chain. We are gauging ourselves against each other. Whilst the global economy. That is where I want us to talk about. So these ideas are all not bad, but if they stand in isolation, it will fail. Mm-hmm. They all need to come together if they know the solutions to our problems. Thank you very much, Anna.
Thank you very much too, my brother. 0302216541. Well, this one says strictly for women. Strictly for women. Women with super crazy faith. A night of carols and prayers in the upper room experience, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. 14th December 2023. Venue GDA Studios, Kokomilemile. Henry Gifty Auntie invites you all to come and sing and praise and worship the good Lord. So all women out there, we will be close to Kokomilemile on the 14th December 2023. Night of carols and prayers. GDA Studios, Kokomilemile, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. The intelligent Fosti, the eloquent Fosti, is here with your news bulletin. So don't even touch the dial. Kofi Hayford is on standby with some soul-searching songs as we try to unify the nation. Abe Kusan Kofi was on the ones and twos as always. Producer extraordinaire. Small boy managing us all, but Yebende. Chimpon to send me now before folks, until the lions have their own historians, tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. I am Nana Ansah Kwao, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwamu Dumasa. One day, by this time, God willing, we'll be back to do this all over again.